Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Your Shit podcast.
This is your host, Melody.
And this is your host, Sabrini.
And now it's time to talk our shit.
Cheers to that, sis.
Okay, so let's get it.
Let's get
into this episode.
Let's get into the groove in the move.
So today's episode is going to be about dating.
Ooh. Highly requested.
Ooh, but not just about dating, okay? Yeah. A lot of you guys ask us some tips and advices on how to date as an independent woman. A woman in business, right?
Talk your shit, sis.
And so we're gonna share some of the tips that we have because we've been, experiencing that obviously. And so I'll start just by sharing,
share what you think and I'll share what I think. Let's do it like that, yeah.
So, when you're an alpha woman and you're, owning a business and you're independent and you want to do everything on your own,
it's gonna be harder.
Yeah. It's like you're adding a difficulty to your relationship.
Yeah.
Okay?
I don't know what I'm doing.
But yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, obviously it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Not difficult, but you're going to have to be really intentional with your relationship and intentional with your partner. So, for example, from the experiences that I have, you're going to have to just be you're gonna have to make sure that you're on the same page with your partner, and that he or she, he understand what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing, and like that you set the expectations and that everybody respects that in your relationship, that you guys are agreeing and you're on the same page and all that stuff. So sometimes when you're like all in your business and like you want to do your stuff and you're like independent and that alpha energy, sometimes it doesn't really, the men, sometimes it's like, there's issues, okay? They're not agreeing, or it's like, but you gotta just make them understand, like, why, you're doing what you're doing, and, like, just, I feel like, you gotta just have a talk and be on the same page and make him understand why you're doing what you're doing and set the expectation. Because if you're not talking about it and not setting the expectation, there's gonna have some issues.
Yeah, it's gonna be really important. Like, I feel like when you're very independent and you have a business, and like, I don't want ever a woman to think that you have to lower your standards or like stop doing what it is that you're doing because you really want to date. If it's gonna be really important for you to be dating somebody that has the same lifestyle as you or that gets it. Like, for example, like, I cannot be a successful businesswoman that's independent, that has her shit together, going out with somebody that likes to turn up every weekend, that likes to wake up at freaking 1 p.m. You'll give me anxiety, sir. Like, I wake up at 5:55, I go to the gym in the morning, I do this and this and that. I'm busy. I might see you once a week and you gotta be okay with that. And obviously, I'm gonna give you a tip on how to get that person to be okay with that and for you guys to be okay with both of your decisions. But for sure, I'm going to put it out there. It's not going to be easy. For me, like for both of us, it's just not going to be easy from what we've had and experienced because you are busy. And like, I'm somebody that like, my future comes first. My goals come first for a reason. And if you love me and respect me, you'll understand those reasons. So first things first, let's put it out. Let's get it out. It's going to be a little bit difficult. Doesn't mean it's going to be impossible. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have a successful love life. Because I've seen so many entrepreneurs that are in a couple and they're extremely thriving in their love life and their businesses. But the key here is that they have similar lifestyle and they both understand why they're doing that. So my first tip and the biggest tip and the only tip is you're going to have the talk. You're going to have the talk with your partner. And first of all, like for example, when we started in our business and stuff like that, we did like a 90 days run. A 90 days run basically is when you're working intentionally your business for a period of 90 days with no distraction, no going out, no chilling, no nothing. We would literally only go out if we were like traveling. So we went to Vegas, we went to Atlanta, and of course we're going to go out like, we're traveling, we deserve it, like we work so hard. But when we were in Montreal, we would not do anything. It's like, if I'm in Montreal, I'm hustling, sleeping, like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not going to go out. But when we travel, obviously. So when I had that, personally, obviously, you're going to have that talk with everybody that's close to you, like your parents, your siblings, if you are close to them, if you see them a lot. So for sure, with your significant other, whether they're a man or a woman, you're going to have to sit them down and talk about, why are you going, like, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how they're going to be benefiting from that. So
that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though, because when they have the same vision, when you have the same vision as your partner and they understand why you're doing what you're doing and you make them understand why you're doing it and how you're going to benefit from it and how they're going to benefit from it, well, they have no choice but to understand it.
Yeah. But
you gotta be patient with that.
Yeah, but you really have, guys, you really have to have that talk and sit down and explain. Like, you really have to
break it down
because it has to because at the end, like, you got to be dedicated to your relationship too if you want it to work. You're gonna have to pour into it, and like, it gets overwhelming. But when you have a talk and you say, listen, for example, right now I'm going to be running a 90 days run because of this and this and this and that. This 90 days run will help me do this and this and this and that. And if I'm able to do this and this and this and that, well, I'll be able to give you this and this and that, right? You're doing that because it's going to help you guys' future, and technically for with somebody's because you want to build something in the long term, and so it's gonna benefit the both of us for me to be working my business like that. But honestly, what helps is, guys, plan ahead, and like, you have to have like, whether I'm very big on that. I know some couples don't do that, but like, I can't relate. If you don't have a date night at least once a month, it's gonna be tough. Like, you need to have at least once a month, once a week, once bi-weekly, like at least once a month where you're doing something as a couple.
Yeah.
Where you're not working your business, you're not on your phone, you're going out to have fun and enjoy with your significant other.
Yeah. You gotta, it's as you said, you gotta pour into your relationship. It's not because you have a business and you want to focus on that you forget your relationship and that you're not pouring into your relationship. Because, like, if where you're putting your attention, it's where, like, if you're putting attention in your relationship, it's gonna grow. It's gonna, that's where your relationship is gonna be successful and you're gonna enjoy your relationship and have fun with your partner. If you're not putting attention and you don't care about your partner and all you care about is your business, well, obviously, you're not going to be thriving in your relationship. So it's the same thing with business. You want to thrive in your business, you got to put attention in your business. Same thing with relationship. So I think that you can do both, but you gotta, I don't believe in balance.
Yeah, there's no such thing as balance, but you're still aiming for it, even though it doesn't exist.
Yeah, there's no such thing as balance, but you can still do both, not equally, but when you're intentional with it and everybody knows, like, okay, at that time of the day, throughout the week, I'm going to focus on my business, and once every week, once every 2 weeks, once every month, we're going to do this, and we're going to, I'm going to put my phone away, and we're going to focus on a relationship and talk and have fun, and I'm not going to talk about business and be on my phone and inserting, like, calls and, like, well, now you're being intentional with your relationship, even though maybe it's not half-half. It's not half business, half relationship. You're spending less time with your partner, but you're intentional when you're spending that time with your partner. That's the key.
And I feel like, you know what, too? Like, what's going to help is for you to do the little things. The little things matter. Like, for example, like, that your significant other would love to have breakfast in bed. For example, I'm giving an example. Do it one. I'm sure that there's one day out of your busy week that you could go and wake up and do a little breakfast for your significant other. Make them a coffee. Like, take 5 minutes out between calls, between the hustle, and go give them a hug and let them know you love them. And some people, like, their love language is going to be gift. If you know that your significant other is gift, then maybe go, and it doesn't have to be something big, but a little thing.
But that's the thing. Love your partner in their love language, not yours. Because sometimes it's different.
Yep.
And you gotta understand that it's not the same thing for everybody. And maybe that's not, you don't really understand or relate to it. For example, your partner is gonna be gift, as she said. And you're not really, your love language is not really gift. It's more quality time. Well, your partner loves gift. Give them gift.
A little, and it doesn't have to be expensive.
It doesn't have to be expensive. Just a little thought. That way they know that you love them, you appreciate them, and you think about them, and you care, and that way you love them in their love language, and that's how they're gonna also love you in your love language.
And especially, like, when you're having that talk, maybe also talk about that. What is your love language? What would you like me, what would I be able to do for you to feel loved? Maybe it's gonna be quality time, maybe it's gonna be a gift, maybe it's gonna be food, maybe it's gonna be touch. So maybe you can offer them a massage after their long day. Like, little things, like, you must know, because listen, you're not gonna have a lot of time. So when you do have time with them, it has to be, like she said, intentional, and you doing things that they're going to love. For example, I love receiving gifts. I love, like, physical touch, gifts, and, like, if you give me food, like, whoa, Like that's like the summum, and obviously I love quality time. So if you know that your significant other loves quality time, well, you're gonna have once a week. Why don't you go just for brunch, for a little walk, or go to the movies, watch a movie together. Sometimes it could be going to a coffee shop together and working together, like little things like that. It's so important. If you don't know the love language of your significant other, you're gonna struggle a lot in your relationship. For
you
sure.
gotta know that. You gotta know that 100%, because it
'Cause
makes
we're
a
all
difference.
different.
Yeah, it makes a difference, because sometimes we believe that, oh, well, I love that, so I'm gonna do that, because obviously if I love that, he's gonna love that too. But no, you guys are different. Like, you gotta understand the differences and understand, like, what that person loves and what you personally love, and just make the difference and love them in their love language. That's key.
Yeah.
That's key. Like, it's gonna make the difference
And
in
I
the
feel
relationship.
like also because I got that question asked a lot. Like people really wanted us to do this episode, and like I don't think that there's a perfect formula, like a winning formula that you're gonna apply and it's gonna be perfect. Nothing is perfect. I feel like you're gonna learn throughout the way, as long as you're being extremely transparent and you're just like letting them know of everything that you think, and you're bringing them in the process with you instead of letting your significant other feel like an outsider. Let them in, let them know what you're working on, so they know you're busy, but they know what's happening, and so they feel like, yo, I know she's busy, but like for example, I'm talking us being girls, and like with our boyfriends or whatever, like like they're gonna feel a part of it, and they're gonna be, oh, yo, I understand why she's hustling so much, and like I see it, and I feel like they're gonna love the hustle, like
100%. The thing is, they have
to be a part of it.
To be a part of it
in some sort of way,
but also have the same vision, because at the end of the day, if you're in a relationship with somebody that doesn't have the same vision as you, and they want a different type of lifestyle, and they don't understand what you're doing, even though you explain them to it, like, it's not gonna work. You gotta have the same vision as them, because obviously you're building your future with that person, so you know, it has to be the same vision.
And you gotta sometimes, like, you'll have that talk and you'll realize that your person is not your person, man. Like, and sometimes, like, guys, it's hard, but it's okay, because at the end of the day, like, we all, like, drink up. Yeah. And again, guys, we are always
drinking wine. Talk your shit. Branded.
We're always branded or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, no, guys, definitely, like, sometimes you're gonna have that talk and you're gonna realize, yo, I thought that person was my person, but it maybe is not. Because, like, unfortunately, it's gonna be really hard for you to run a successful business when you're, like, let's say you run a business, okay, and you get home and your significant other is having a freaking party and they're going out and they go to the strip clubs and they go, I can't be out with you because you give me anxiety. You're gonna give me anxiety. I can't be with you. You know what I mean? So, that's to me. So I feel like, and now we're not talking about just relationships in general. We're talking about you watching this right now, listening to this right now. You are a busy woman. You have your own business, or you're independent. You got your shit together. You're focusing on growing all the time. You need somebody that's focused on growing all the time as well. It's not going to work otherwise.
Yeah. Because at some point, if not, you're going to outgrow them.
Yeah, and they're not going to like it. So
it's gonna feel uncomfortable for both of you. And
it's gonna be an unhealthy relationship, because you're gonna focus more and more on your business, and they're gonna focus more and more on these bitches. I'm just kidding. No, but on something else. I don't know.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, honestly, I don't feel like that. I don't have the secret formula. If ever we're not perfect, but one thing I know though is you have to establish the things that we've established, where it's like you're having the talk, what I'm gonna do it, why I'm gonna do it, and how that person is going to benefit from it, and then establishing each and every one of you guys' love languages. Yeah. That's for sure. Like the top 2 points that I would bring out tonight, for sure.
If you're an independent woman right now listening to us, and you're like, just remember that you can't force nobody to actually see your vision and understand you and understand what you're doing. So if you feel like you're dragging your partner into your vision, and you're dragging your partner to do some things that you want them to do, but they're not doing it because they don't feel like it, you can't change nobody if they don't want to change.
Let them go.
Let them go, sis.
Let them go,
sis. Let them go. Sometimes you gotta let go, okay? Whatever the advice, whatever the tips we're giving you, okay? If you're dragging your partner into, like, what you want them to do, and they're not doing it for themselves, it's not gonna work.
I'm nobody's mom.
Yeah. I'm not looking to be a mom.
I'm not looking to be a mom. I'm too young for that. Like, not now, not yet. Like, listen, you know what I mean? So, sometimes, like, sometimes it hurts. I feel like, what you learn as a woman in business is that you learn how to set your priorities straight. So, you must be with somebody that knows how to set their priorities straight. And if they do, they'll understand your hustle and they will hustle too. So you guys will hustle together and build a legacy together. You can't be building it alone. As much as he can't be building it alone. For the women's out there that are not tapped in with their personal development, a man that has his business, he doesn't he has other things to do. It's the same both ways. It's not just for women, not just for men.
Yeah.
It's the same for both. You gotta be with somebody that understand where you're going, because you're going there together. Like when you're in a relationship to build something for the long run, to do something, to leave something for your kids, and to change the reality of your family. Right? So you have to be with somebody that gets it. And I feel like having the talk will help you identify that.
100%.
And understand if you are in that healthy and aligned relationship.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. I feel like that was, it's good, eh? This one I think is what, Pinot Grigio? Yes. We like it.
We like it.
Yeah, okay, but anyways, guys, I think we're gonna end it up here because honestly, like we don't want to we talk our shit, but we don't want to talk our shit like that long, because at the end of the day, guys, it is what it is. You gotta have that talk, and you have to establish each other's love and language.
Set the expectations, okay? Be real with your partner. Know their love language, and just
have the talk.
Yeah.
Period.
That's
what we got for you guys today. But anyway, we're so goofy.
But
anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in with another episode. With another.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
that's
tuning
the wine.
in.
The wine is starting to have its impact.
Sure. Yeah. But thank you guys so much for tuning in with us again on another amazing episode of the Talk Your Shit podcast. We want to say thank you for the support. Thank you for the love that you guys have been showing us so far. Thank you for the ideas. Like all of these episodes that we do, we really do to make sure that we help you guys and answer what you guys want to hear. That's our goal. So thank you guys so much for the love, and we'll see you guys on another episode of the Talk Your Shit podcast. Cheers.
Ciao.